Hi, everybody. Okay, my system says that we are live here tonight. I am just going to cross my fingers and say a little prayer that this is showing up on Facebook tonight. I know that Facebook changed the rules for streaming, and I think that I meet all the criteria for being able to stream on my page. But I guess once I get done here tonight and look for it, I guess I'll find out whether or not it's on there. If you are watching from Facebook, give me a thumbs up or let me know that you're here and that you can see me. And hopefully it's also going to YouTube. Anyways, hi. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Seekonk, Massachusetts. Thanks for joining me for my Stampin' Sip Live. I go live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here, hopefully on Facebook and YouTube. Anyway, tonight I wanted to show you some background stamps. These are the cards that I showed you as the little preview on Facebook. And these cards were made with the Leaf Collection background stamp. But we're going to talk about two different stamps tonight. But before we get started, let's cheers. Cheers to to Friday of a long week. All right. I am drinking some Oliver Blueberry Moscato again tonight. One of my favorites for the summertime. Okay, so these cards were made with this stamp, which is the Leaf Collection stamp. And this is one of the background stamps that you can find in the annual catalog. So this stamp, as well as all the other background stamps, are found on page 90 and 91 in the catalog. Down at the bottom here, you'll see the stamps that are available. There's Botanical Beauty, which is super pretty. I think I might have to look into getting that one. There's one with a lot of leaves, Botanical Beauty. Doggone Friendly, which we will be using tonight, a bunch of dogs. There's the Fragrant Forest that's got trees that I really love for Christmas. I'm going to be using that one quite a bit. Then we've got the Graceful Deer. They're amazing. I didn't get that one last year. I might get that one. That was a carryover. Then this Sketched Plaid, which is a lot of fun, especially if you like to do the kissing technique. So that's a cute one to make a pattern on your stamps. And this one, Watercolor World. And then, oh, that's it. I thought there was one more, but there wasn't. Okay, so that's, and the Leaf Collection. That's the one that they're using tonight. Okay, so those are the stamps. They're found on page 90 and 91 of the catalog. Okay, so the Leaf Collection. This one, let me show you a couple cards that I have made with these. So this one, these I did, I stamped this. I used my Stamparatus, but you can also use an F block for this stamp. And you can ink your stamp up and stamp down on the paper, or you can flip your stamp rubber side up, and you can ink your stamp and put your paper on top of it and rub the paper to get a nice image. I do have a Stamparatus, which is a stamp positioning tool. There are a lot of those on the market, and if you've got one of those work really well with background stamps as well, so that you can get a nice image, and if you have to stamp twice. Okay, so this one was created by just stamping my image with Versamark ink on Highland Heather cardstock. And then I heat embossed it with white embossing powder. And that created this piece here, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And then what I did was I used the deckled rectangles to cut a rectangle out of the center of this piece. And I used that little rectangle on this card. So this has got a white background that is 5, what is this? Hang on, let me check it. Should have written it down. So this is, this is 5 1/4 by 4. Yep, this is 5 1/4 by 4. And it is embossed with the Tile 3D embossing folder. And then I just glued that little rectangle down, created a sentiment, and just put a little bow and some shimmer gems on there. And then this one was created with the outside piece, and I cut another small rectangle with the Hi, Courtney, thank you. With the deckled rectangle dies, but I went a size larger so that it went over the hole in the middle of the card there. And I embossed that with the Tile embossing folder as well, and just added some ribbon and some bling. Okay, so that's a really great way to use a background stamp and get 2 cards in one shot. So you get multiple cards out of one stamping of your stamp. Okay, let's put those aside. Here's another one that I did using a full sheet, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And this time what I did was I embossed, heat embossed with gold embossing powder. And then out of foil, gold foil paper, I used the Spotlight on Nature dies to create this circle. And then I just made a banner, and this little celebrate is one of the dies from the Wanted to Say dies. I cut that out of foil as well. And then these little sprigs here, we just made with the, I think it's called the Bow Punch. Cut out those little sprigs in white and vellum here to accent that, which would be a pretty card for a birthday or an anniversary. Okay, so that's using your stamp directly to paper, in this case, embossing. And what we're going to do tonight with that stamp is we're going to make a card. I want to show you, I've already cut all the pieces because we'd be here all night if I hadn't. So what I did was I stamped basic white, and I stamped it 3 times in 3 different colors. So tonight I'm using Pretty Peacock, Peach Pie, and Berry Burst. So this is a triad of colors on your color wheel. And what I did was stamp the full image, and then I fussy cut these leaves out of each one of those papers. So I've got all my Pretty Peacocks cut out. Now you get a lot more pieces than this, but for this card, I just wanted to use the really large images here to make a really large spray for the front of my card. Okay, so we're going to just cut this piece out. And if this is going on a white background, you don't really have to cut out, you don't have to cut it out in a lot of detail. You can leave some of that white in between the leaves here. These are going to kind of layer up with each other. So we're going to take some of this white out of here. And this is the only one I'm going to have to fussy cut with you guys watching. I've done the other ones already. Okay, so we're going to just fussy cut those out, and you'll get leaves of 3 colors. And then I used, I'm not going to remember what it is. Oh, where did I put them? One moment. There they are. Okay. Then I used the Wildflower Designs dies. So in these dies, you're going to get 3 dies. You get this large, what is this? A hexagon? I think. Squished hexagon. There's a name for that, I'm sure. And then you're going to get this one that will fit inside here, and it's got this scallop design. Let me get this little piece out of here. Okay, so you've got this one, that's the largest. Then you've got this one with the scallop edge that fits inside of there. And then you've got this small one that will layer inside of there. So you can do this layered effect on the front of your card, or you can use these pieces separately. So you will get, when you cut out the largest one, you're going to get this frame and then this piece. So you get 2 pieces there, which is really cool because that can do double duty on a card. And then when you cut out the one with the scallop, you're also going to get 2 pieces. I love these because of this layering that you can do. And then the smallest one is going to cut out this piece, which I've got here in Pretty Peacock and white with the stitched edging, if you can see that. Okay, they're very pretty. So I was going to use these tonight on my card and kind of layer a few of these pieces up. I'm starting with a Pretty Peacock card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And what I'm going to do is put this hexagon down right on my card. I've got embossing powder still, little specks all over my desk. Okay, got that one down. Then what I wanted to do was use this scallop. Now the scallop piece is too small to go around the edge. But what I did was I cut it apart. Because I'm going to layer this up, I'm not going to see this whole big hexagon here. I'm only going to see little pieces of it. So I cut this apart and I'm going to kind of piece this onto my hexagon. So when the parts that peek out are going to have this cute berry burst scallop. Now I haven't actually put this card together. This is all still in my mind. So let's hope it works out. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I've got some little pieces that can go on the edge. And we'll just do our best to cover up these corners here. So no one will ever know that this doesn't go all the way down. And one more little piece. There we go. Okay, so then what I was going to do was layer up some of these foliage pieces here and cover up those sections that are naked. So I've got a bunch of leaves from that set or from that stamp. Okay, I think that's going to look decent. All right, we're going to just start gluing. We're winging it tonight. Sometimes, you get an idea and you just have to go with it. You just got to wing it. And it either works out or it doesn't. Either way, it's going to be a cute card. And if it doesn't come out the way you imagined it. I just realized my card base is a little wonky. Sorry. All right, let's get this one. Okay, I tried to use most of the larger images. Because I wanted it to take up the full front of my card. Courage. It's either courage or stupidity, one or the other, right? All right, let's get that one. And then, so I've got this white piece that I'm thinking is going to go in the middle. Does that fit in there? No, that doesn't fit in there. I'm going to put this white piece in the middle. All right, so now we got to figure out what else is going. Maybe some smaller pieces. I need some orange on that side. It's a lot of the same leaf. Maybe I cut this one down. Let's cut this one. So I don't want to cover up all of my scallop there. Yeah, there you go. That would work, or this one. Maybe the smaller one. Some glue on that. Okay. And then what do we need? We need some berry on this side. Let's use this little one. Oh, that would be cute. Okay. All right, I think that looks good. Of course, you've got a bunch more pieces. You could layer up some more. I don't know. I don't think you really can put too much. Right? How much is too much? It's a lot of the same leaf. All right, taking that one out. We're going to put this one. Make this one smaller again. I do have some other pieces that are sitting somewhere in my craft room with some other leaf patterns. But these are the ones that I pulled. What do we think? Enough? Yeah, I think that fills it up really well. Okay. So then we will just stamp our sentiment here. And I think I'm going to do it in Pretty Peacock. Just because that's the card base color. So we'll do Pretty Peacock, and we're going to use a sentiment from the Heartfelt Hexagon set, which is the sending you lots of love and hugs. That should fit nicely in this hexagon here. I'm going to have to look up the name of this shape. I feel like there's a name for this. Stuck to my finger. I'm having a hard time with my stamp cases. Getting them closed. Okay, so then let's use some dimensionals to pop that up in the middle. There we go. There we go. And then we just need some bling. What we got for bling? In these colors, that's a good question. Oh, this is the wrong pack of bling. We need some dots. All right, let's see what we've got here. Oh, I've got these. I don't know what they are. I took them out of the package. Oh, look, I've got some peach pie here. Hang on. Okay, so this is the 2024, 2026 in color dots or shimmer gems. And this we know for sure is peach pie. Thanks, Courtney. This we know for sure is peach pie. So we'll use this one. We'll use these shimmery peachy ones. I always like to put one up high. And since this is some pretty large sentiments, I'm going to use all large blings. Yeah, let's go down here. There we go. Sending you lots of love and hugs. Of course, I would put a sentiment piece inside and do a little stamping inside, but I'm not stamping tonight except for sentiments because we want to move on and show you one more background stamp. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. The other stamp that I love that's in the catalog and that I've used a lot, unfortunately, this year, is the Doggone Friendly. So this is this one with all the dogs. I have had a lot of friends, unfortunately, lose dogs this year, me included. And but then I've also had some people get new dogs. So that's a perfect card also for welcoming a new pet as well. Okay. So what I did again was I stamped this with my Stamparatus on basic white. And of course you get a full sheet here. But what I wanted to show you is that you can fussy cut out of something like this as well. If you look at this, you can kind of see layers, different layers of dogs here. And you kind of work your way up. You've got like a layer here. And then you've got a layer in here. And so what I did was I started at the bottom and I just fussy cut this bottom layer of dogs that I'm going to use on the front of a card. And I'm going to just leave it black and white like this. Okay. And so what we're doing tonight is I'm doing a basic white card base. That's 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to use, I knew this paper was going to go right over my head. 1 second. What is it called? Full of Life. Full of Life paper, which has this awesome rainbow piece. And then I'm going to layer that up with a piece of black and my dogs. So let's start working on that. Just wanted you guys to see some different ways that you could use background stamps so that you don't think that you just stamp it once and you're done, and that's the way that you use it. So I'm going to lay this on here and make sure it's to the edges and all the way to the top. Okay. Then I'm going to layer this, but I'm going to put my dogs underneath it, I think. Just a little bit. So let me get some glue on them. This one I think would be perfect for if someone has lost their dog. And I do have a little set that talks about crossing the rainbow bridge. So I think that this rainbow paper would be perfect for that. Okay. And of course, you could color these guys in, especially if one of the dogs looks like a dog you know. I might have cut that a little too big. All right, we're going to just put it on there where we want it. And we can trim off the edge. I don't want to cover up too much of his frisbee. There we go. So then what we can do is just trim off the edges, anything that's sticking out here. Okay. All right, and then we'll just do a sentiment. For this one, I was going to do with sincere sympathy. So we're going to just stamp that in black. With memento. And center that up there. And I can't decide if I want it that large. Actually, that looks pretty good. I think I'll just make it go a little higher. All right. Oh, well, we need some dimensionals. And I'm just keeping this one simple. As with any sympathy card, I would just make it simple and elegant is what you need. There we go. Okay. And so, yes, we can put some bling on a sympathy card. Actually, I've got some of these dots. The adhesive backed sparkle gems that have this nice black gem in there. And we'll go with that. There we go. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a different way to use that one. Let me show you a couple others that I created with this set, this stamp set. This one I did with, again, with some embossing. This one is stamped with Versamark and embossed with black, heat embossed with black embossing powder. And then what I did was I blended. So I took my blending brushes and I used Basic Beige, Crushed Curry, and Copper Clay, I believe, to create the color on the background here. And then I did my sentiment in Crushed Curry with a little black strip in the back and used those same black gems on that one with a little hello card. And then this one did a little bit fussy cutting as well. This one, what I did was I stamped the back in Basic Beige, so it's very faint. You get just that I don't know what you call that, just a very faint background there, kind of faded. And then I fussy cut just this one dog and put him on the front of the card, lined him up with where he is on the paper. He's right here. And then created my sentiment to go over him. Okay. All right. So that's some ways that you can use your background stamp. So you don't have to just create a full background like this. You can do some different techniques, cut them up in different ways, and get some different looks out of your background stamps. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in or watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, let me know and let me know what you think of the cards. And that's it. I just wanted to remind you that June, the end of June is the end of the stamp set and bundle sale. So your stamp sets that come with dies are always 10% off the price, but you'll get an additional 10% off the price of your stamp with coordinating dies until the end of June. So if you've got anything on your list, you should look into purchasing that while it's on sale. I know a lot of not a lot, but some of them have been sold out, but they're all being restocked and should be here by the end of the month. If you have a question on something that's out, says it's out of stock or unavailable, simply ask me. I can look up and see when that's coming back into stock. We've got the list of when everything should be coming back. Okay? Any questions, just let me know. You guys have a wonderful weekend. It's Father's Day this weekend. I didn't make a Father's Day card for you guys. I figured it's already kind of late for that, unless you're doing it at the very last minute. But anyways, have a good weekend, you guys, and hope for good weather. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Cheers. Stay crafty, my friends. Almost forgot my line.